all, Jennifer Verma here. I am the host of The Best Kept Secrets, and sadly, Kim Wallace can't join us today. She had a previous engagement, so we let her off the hook, but don't worry. She gave me one of her crazy insurance stories that I'll be able to talk you through quickly a little bit later, so she'll be here in spirit for sure. I am joined today by Lane Gregory. He is the CEO of a company called Crowdshare. Lane, can we bring Gregory onto the show, please? Hello, Lane.
Hey, Jen, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Sorry for the background. It's we had a water break at the other office, so now I'm working at home. So, driving my wife nuts.
Nice. Well, we had all that weather before, so
yeah.
Anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and a little bit about Crowdshare?
Sure. Lane Gregory. I've been in the social media and fandom marketing, community marketing world for over 20 years. Started off in the music industry, started building out, developing digital street teams for fans, even way back before there was such a thing as social media. Well, I guess Yahoo Chat would have been considered the first social media. Nice. Launched Crowdshare just based on the fact of the need in the market to help businesses expand through organic marketing and word of mouth marketing.
Very nice. So on that note, this is a great segue to touch on what we talked about in the last episode, which was really advocacy marketing and the power of it. And if you guys remember, we talked about how social media used to be strictly limited to what am I going to post, where am I going to put it, and when do I put it there? And with the advent of ambassador, influencer advocacy marketing, now businesses need to solve for who's going to be resharing my messages, what's in it for them, why would they want to, and then how do they do it? And so Crowdshare specifically solves for how they're going to do it. And they're the only platform really out there right now that solves for the how at a large scale. So Lane, do you want to tell us, because it's really interesting. This is pretty new. It's at the beginning of the innovation life cycle. There's not a whole lot else out there like it, if anything. Where'd the idea come from? How'd you think of it?
Well, it does go back to the music industry. So when I started working in the music industry, we had bands out of Texas that were trying to get out and to play venues outside of Texas, all the way up to Chicago, to you name it. And again, before I had social media, we were trying to figure out how did we get into those markets when we couldn't get radio play, when we couldn't get record labels to really pay attention to us. So I found groups on Yahoo Chat and AOL Chat, and I started developing inside of these different groups that were very centric to country music lovers in certain different regions. And so we started building up, as I said before, digital street teams inside of that. Mm-hmm. Started doing that for years. Ended up, obviously, when MySpace came around, we could do promotions of put our band in your top 8, put our single on your page, and if we randomly pick you in that market, then we're going to give you a swag bag or something like that. So we built fandom essentially out of nowhere. Ended up selling that company, going off and working for some pretty large companies, big box agencies, Google's global strategic partner, and even working with Fortune 500 companies with my own agency that I started nearly a decade ago. But about 7 years ago, I was sitting on a duck boat. I'm a hunter, and I'm from Texas, so I was sitting on a duck boat in the middle of a very large lake in East Texas, and my buddy was telling me that he wanted to start a hunting guide service, and he asked me if I could help. And of course, in exchange for free hunting for life, I said I'd absolutely love to build you a website, build you a logo, and kind of come with a marketing strategy. And part of that strategy was definitely social media, because Instagram was going to be big for him and in the hunting world and the outdoors world. And then he asked me the question just about everybody always asks is, well, how much do I need to pay? Do I need to buy ads? My normal answer would have been yes. But the fact that where we were was right in between Shreveport, Houston, and Dallas, meaning that he's about to spend a lot of money on ads. And plus he was in a niche market. So it didn't make sense to me. So what did make sense to me, though, was cultivating the fandom aspect of it. And so my first thought was, your family and friends all hunt, right? And he said, yeah. I said, their family and friends all hunt, right? And he said, yeah. So we just need to get your family and friends to tell their family and friends, and you'll be booked up all season. I honestly believed there was a software or some sort of SaaS platform or something that would exist And so when we got back, I started working on it. And about 6 months later, after an exhaustive search, talking to friends at Google, talking to friends at Facebook, they didn't have one. So we started building it and we started designing it. But I also wanted to make sure that it worked in such a way that was so easy for people to use that they were compelled to use it. So we developed a web app and a mobile app that would allow the fan, right, which could be anybody, friends, family, colleagues, customers, it doesn't matter, to get a push notification on their phone. And as soon as they open the push notification, they open the app, they can press one button and it shares out to all the platforms that they chose. So basically, taking the old school music feeling of this and putting it into modern technology. And that's how we came up with Crowdshare.
Very nice. It all goes back to hunting. So Lane, I did prepare everybody in the last episode. I know you haven't seen it. It hasn't, but I prepared everybody that you were definitely a hunter, high-tech redneck, kind of gave a quick briefing on you and, what they could expect from here. So thanks for touching on that.
Well, there you go. And I'm glad that I could fit right into that narrative. That's always nice.
Well, it is part of your brand for sure. So now that we've got the great story, we all want to know how it works, but we're going to go into a quick break and do our nonprofit spotlight that we do every week, highlighting a new nonprofit that came to our attention. So Lyndon. Ladder House Decor provides free interior decorating services for women and families that have been hurt and relocated due to domestic violence. They serve the DFW Metroplex. If you would like to support Ladder House Decor, you can go to thebestkeptsecrets.org and choose the I Want to Give Back button, or you can reach them directly at latterhousedecor.org. That's LATTER housedecor.org. All right. Thank you. Lane, I know that you move in big circles in the philanthropy world as well. And Crowdshare is really focused on that. Like you guys have a whole program dedicated just to the nonprofit space. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, there's nothing helps any business like word of mouth marketing and having a community behind it. Well, nonprofits are no different. And especially people get very passionate about nonprofits. And with algorithms the way that they are and with the way that things go in people's busy lives, people don't always see the posts from the nonprofits, especially when they're asking for donations of specific kinds, or where it's a tragedy or something to do with like in that last deal, about helping abuse victims relocate, right? There's needs that are right there, right? And so I love the fact that Crowdshare allows that. That Crowdshare can take a post and then have thousands of people get push notifications, and then they can just reshare the content, right? And that, I love that it helps businesses, but for me, the nonprofit space is really huge, and it's always been something that's really big on my heart. So seeing the growth that I've seen with nonprofits using our platform, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we definitely align there for sure. Okay, so the next thing, what does everybody want to know? How does it work? Like practically, how does it work? How does it save the time? How does it get in front of the challenges of reaching out to each platform and finding the posts and sharing them, getting in front of all that ADD-ness that we have out in the world today, not being able to keep our attention for more than, 7 seconds. How does Crowdshare work?
Well, not to bore everybody on the technical side, but one of the main things that we've done is we've actually pulled in all of the software. So because social media platforms are just that, they are just a software. They're just a bunch of code put together to allow you to see a visual. And what we've done is we've worked with these companies, Facebook, Instagram, Meta together, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Snapchat coming up. We've worked with these companies to work with inside of their posting platform, but also their resharing capabilities. Mm-hmm. So we put that all into our platform. And so when somebody wants to sign up for a channel, is what we call it, they go to crowdshare.com and they are able to take their brand and put it together and choose the subscription that works best for them. And then add all of their social media, all their business social media inside of that, and then create a unique code. And that unique code is super important because when they get their fans, and again, those are family, friends, colleagues, customers, anybody who just loves the brand, right? Or loves the people that are running the brand, usually. They ask them to download Crowdshare on Android or Apple. And one of the first screens that you get after, we have the little screens that tell you how it works, but the first screen that you get that stops you, it asks for a code. It says, do you have a code? That user or that fan, they type in the unique code from the brand, and then they connect their personal social media into it. So they're done at that point pretty much. So whenever the brand creates a post, which is they go through there, they go into their dashboard, they click create a post, they add their marketing collateral, which is graphics or video, they put in their content, words that go into it, their hashtags, they choose which platforms they want to market directly to, and they schedule a time where they can post now. Once they do that, once they say, okay, I'm good with everything I'm about to post, they click next, and then bam, a full list of everybody who's connected to their brand on their app. So they get to choose at that point. They can either select all, or they can choose specific people out of that list. And whenever the post goes out, it goes out to all the platforms, and then the platforms notify us immediately through software that everything's live. Then the fans get a push notification. And at that point, the fan can choose what they share too. So let's say that they don't want to share the post to Twitter, but they only want to share it to Facebook. Well, then they've already opted in for that. So that goes out. And don't worry, all my Instagram users, we don't post it to your feed as a fan. We put it in your stories for 24 hours that links back into the brands associated. It's funny. Most people on Instagram only want travel, cats, and food posted on there. So, we don't want to do that. So we only on the Instagram stories do we post it out there. But you also have the option to put it in stories or groups on Facebook. TikTok is fun. It's just a share. It looks just like you shared it. So it's great. It gets great traction for both the fan and the brand, actually, because it does build up their numbers as well. So, and then Twitter, we're having fun. We're on what we call at our office the Elon roller coaster, or the Elon coaster, actually, was what they were calling it. So because we never know what they're going to do on a weekly basis, but we do know that right now that we have the posting ability for the brand and the resharing capability.
So your platform, I know it does all of that. Do people have to create their own posts in different software and then put it on Crowdshare, or is there the capability to create a post on Crowdshare? How does that work?
No, I'm sorry. That's what I said about content earlier. So they create the content inside of our platform. So whenever they choose to share, or whenever they choose to create a post, they do it all in our platform for all 5 of the social media platforms, all in one place.
So that Crowdshare essentially can replace social media schedulers as they stand today with the automated sharing capability on top of it. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. So what are the typical industries, that you guys serve?
See, that's the thing. One of my favorite sayings is Mike Tyson's saying is that everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And whenever we launched, we thought, man, we have this exact thing. We know that real estate agents are going to use this, and we know that service providers are going to use this. We had no idea that the healthcare industry was going to utilize it, not for marketing, not for branding, but utilize it through all of their staff members as more of a community engagement platform. We had no idea that HR companies were going to utilize it specifically in every single one of their industries, multiple verticals, for job postings. Never thought about that, right? Those are the things that you just don't think. However, real estate is huge. Bar nightclub is huge. Automotive is huge. Apparently, roofing companies have really taken off with us, and construction companies, because they do have a lot of staff, right? And those staff usually go out and they sell their products or they sell their services, right? Mm-hmm. So it's any company or any industry that relies on cyclical consumers or cyclical consumer base, meaning that they need to constantly bring in new clients, right? Mm-hmm. So I've been really, really, really intrigued by finding out who's using it and in what way. It's been kind of neat, actually. I got told the other day that somebody was utilizing it in Dubai. And I was like, for what? And they were like, oh, they've got this really cool whole entire system that delivers food to people's houses via drone. And I was like, okay, I just want to order food through a drone now. But really cool. So I was like, that's neat. So we figured out that, just like when we thought it was going to be really hard to get people to, fans to sign up. We thought that there needed to be some incentivization or somebody like, hey, we're gonna get you to do this. People love the brands they love. Mm-hmm. And so they have no problem with doing it, especially if it's in more of a sales role, especially. And again, sales is real estate, automotive, bar, nightclub, it doesn't matter, across the spectrum. If they know that they can drive in traffic, people do it. And then of course, you know, and I know you've heard me say this. I've said it on a stage one time in Europe. You know, I am a high tech redneck, if you want to call it that, country boy. You know, we talk about influencers because this is really, a lot of people go, well, it's influencer marketing, but not, because they're not big influencers. Well, define influencer, right? Because where I'm from, my Nana sitting at a hair salon telling everybody how great her grandkid is at doing blank is the best influencer I've ever met, because you can guarantee every one of those old blue haired ladies are going to call me about what I offer. So, you know, they've got the main influencers, you got the mid-level influencers, you've got the micro, and you got the nano. Well, you know, Crowdshare even works with the nano influencers. So
Love it. That's awesome. Everybody's got to have a grandma that advocates for them, right?
there you go.
Well, so since we've been talking about industries, you know, we did a couple years ago, there was a case study done of, you know, influencer marketing kind of at that grassroots level. The nano, not the nana, but the nano influencer in one of the industries that's pretty low hanging fruit for Crowdshare. That's highly effective. That is networking groups.
Yeah.
And chapters, you know, really are there to promote each other anyway and each other's businesses. So, and they do it out in the world. So why wouldn't they do it online? So a case study was run. London, can you put up that case study up? You guys, as I understand it, forged a partnership with the Texas North region of Master Networks,
right,
and ran a 5-week case study across 3 separate chapters. And basically, as I understand it, the case study was really looked at pre-pilot, pre-case study performance versus during the case study. And they were just sharing the posts. Everyone was making a concerted effort to go into a post every week and reshare to promote somebody's business and the chapters. And what they saw by doing that sharing was a few things. The first is they got about 1,400% more reach than during the case study than before the case study. They got about 800% more post clicks and 1,100% more reactions, comments, and shares than just by putting the post out and liking and commenting. So that level of exposure is massive compared to just, hey, I like it and comment and like it and comment. Are you guys seeing the same results with the brands that are signing up with Crowdshare today?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you have to look at it from this standpoint, is that when somebody shares a post, their friends and family sees it. And whenever they see it, they're more likely to engage with it because it's somebody that they trust sharing their information. You know, another study was done by a guy named Kyle Draper. He's big in the real estate industry, and he talks about social media being, I mean, that's what he does. And he talks about the fact that it's amazing when somebody posts about a restaurant, you go click on it. When somebody posts about an insurance agency, you may have the best insurance in the world, but you know, you're kind of like, well, wait a minute, what are they doing for Ohio over there, right? And so we're prone as humans to be like, well, what are my friends and family doing? Because they may have knowledge I don't. And so, yeah, we see the increase, but even more importantly than that, we see if the brand actually creates decent content and they put it out there, we're seeing numbers that actually triple and quadruple that right now.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, what I thought was really interesting was 2 other things when I saw this, that it was organically driving followers and likes. And so, you know, a lot of people run campaigns to try and get likes and get people to follow their brands on their social media, but this was doing it organically in addition to getting to all that exposure.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I feel I feel like, as like a really proud dad to look at this, because again, we go back to the previous question about what verticals or what industries you see this in. You just see it spread out so much. I thought it was really, really, really cool that a friend of mine told me that they saw a post on LinkedIn from an from an HR department of a company. And he goes, it was powered by Crowdshare. I didn't know the company had it. And I thought it was awesome. And my buddy got a job through a post that was engaged and enabled through us. I was like, man, that's so awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love that. I can see how you would be a proud dad. I can see you're like, I did that. That's great. I love it. Okay, so we are actually going to take another quick break. We're going to go to commercial and let our sponsors speak to us a little bit. When we get back, I am going to put my Kim hat on and tell the crazy insurance story.
My name's Kim Wallace, and I've been in insurance for over 12 years. I started out as a staff member in an agency helping service customers, and I absolutely loved it. Knowing that I could help people even on their worst day just to make it a little bit better was rewarding for me. We take a look at each individual family and we develop a plan that best suits their needs. Let our office give you the peace of mind to know that we've got you covered. You can call or text our office at 469-604-4484 for a free quote or a policy review. Or you can check us out on Facebook at Insure Frisco.
Save to Support provides nonprofits with a mechanism to bring donors value in exchange for their donation dollars while promoting small businesses and passing discounts on to consumers. When a consumer subscribes to donate monthly on the Save to Support platform, 90% of the donation is given to their selected charity. To register as a nonprofit or as a supporting business, or to subscribe to donate to your favorite cause, go to savetosupport.org. That's save the number 2 support.org. Support, shop, save. All right, we're back. Okay, I'm Kim now, everybody. So Kim Wallace with the Farmers Insurance Agency. So she did have other things she needed to be doing today with her child. And we all understand the challenges of owning a small business and having kids, like Lane's working from home, driving his wife nuts. Her son was with us last week, driving us nuts. But anyway, she gave me a quick little quip about a homeowner that got into an argument with the insurance adjuster in his backyard. And the dog saw that the owner was visibly upset and bit the insurance adjuster. So all you homeowners out there, be nice to your insurance adjusters. Your dogs love you. So Lane, you guys have launched, you're ready to roll. How does someone get a demo of the platform to determine, if it's right for their brand?
Well, that's easy. Go to crowdshare.com/demo, or you can go to crowdshare.com and there's plenty of places to click demo on that. By the way, the story you just told, you really should tell that in the roofing community. I think that you would get amazing traction on everything. So at least engagement would go through the roof on that. But now signing up for a demo is really easy. It's crowdshare.com/demo. And we are scheduling those. It's great. We got a great team of people that are walking people through it. And what's cool is what's really neat is for me is that we're averaging about a 95% pass through. So when people get a demo, they definitely see how it works through the business. They see how it's going to grow their business. And the fact is that we are the cheapest solution on the planet. I mean, our plus model, which is our plus subscription, which is $99 a month. It allows you to post through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Full entire analytics dashboard, a video editor, graphic design studio, and then you get up to 50 people sharing your content. Not many companies can do that. We are. I hate saying the word cheapest because in the South, when you say something that's cheap, it's not a compliment. We are the most affordable version of the social media schedulers and platforms out there with everything that we offer, and we got some really cool features coming down the pike.
I was going to ask her, will you share any of that with us, or is it just still on the down low?
Still on the down low. Still on the down low.
Still on the down low. Okay. But you guys have big things coming for 2023.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, absolutely. And we're unbelievably stoked about it. It's our goal. I'm speaking this year at a few different places, a few different conferences that have to do everything from affiliate marketing to influencer marketing to just straight out social media growth. And we've decided at each place that we're going to announce a new major feature that's in our industry. And the one that's coming up, I will say this, at the end of the year, our goal is to be an entire digital marketing ecosystem for a small to medium-sized business in a box.
Very nice. I love it. So you talked a little bit about the $99 plan. How does the pricing work? Like, how is it structured?
It is a month-to-month subscription model. I wanted to make sure, again, I go back to, small town, talk to my dad. My dad was a paraplegic that owned a construction company. And so everything that he did had to be hard work and through word of mouth, right? People had to know Mike Gregory. They had to know who he was, to know what kind of work he could do. And so I wanted to make sure that any small business in the world could afford what we do. I wanted to be a perfect service for a company without the hassle of paying, right? So, and the way that you have to look at it is also this, that if somebody pays $99 a month for our platform, and typically on their price per demand on what they make, they do one sale or gain one customer, pretty much paid for itself. It's always wise to have just a really good social media or digital marketing strategy that's both organic and ad based. It's just wise to spend the time. There was an old saying at Google that search is how you're found, but social media is why they buy. And the more people that are posting about your product and service, the better for you.
Very nice. Okay, so here's the big elephant in the room, right? A lot of small business owners, struggle with just being smart on social media in the first place. So does Crowdshare have any groups or anything, any coaching, what have you, where people can plug into to be smart on just how to create content that's engaging so they can leverage the Crowdshare platform? Do you guys have anything like that?
So we have a group called Organic Growth Hacks on Facebook, and we're building it on Reddit as well right now, and a few other platforms like Discord. But that's our biggest one right now, and we're actually revamping it to be better suited. But we are also creating a really cool entire library of videos, and we're bringing on some of the biggest names in marketing that are going to contribute. So it's really neat to see the people that have attached themselves to this, that are like, if you saw a commercial, you wouldn't necessarily know it was that person that did it, but the commercial, right? And so these people that are coming in and they're going to be offering advice to people. It's so neat.
That's interesting. I love it. So it's called Organic Growth Hacks on Facebook. Is that right? So people, it's like at Organic Growth Hacks.
It is facebook.com/groups/organic growth hack.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So is there any kind of trial where people can kick the tires, anything like that going on?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there is a 14-day trial that they can click on and start right away. And by the time this airs, we are going to be pushing out a very fun offering for the month. Every month we switch it up. Like January was the launch event, right? So launch the deal, and then February was a sweetheart of a deal. See, my background in marketing, I got to make stuff like that. And then March we have as soon as the lawyers tell me I can use certain verbiage, we have a really cool plan for that one. So
awesome. Well, everybody, we're getting near end time. This is the Best Kept Secrets. You can learn a little bit more about ambassador marketing and everything on thebestkeptsecrets.org. And if you book a demo and you want to go ahead and move forward with subscribing to the platform, rather, you can use the code JenVerma at checkout to get 30% off forever. That's JenVerma at checkout. And you just tell them you heard it here. So now you know.
Actually, and we can include this on the link as well, we created a special page for you.
You did?
Yes, it's going to be crowdshare.com/JenVerma. You have your own affiliate page in preparation for this. Hope you like the picture that we chose. And if you don't, we're online. You can't hurt me.
Why is there fear? There's striking fear in my heart. Okay, funny story before we go. Can I tell it, Lane?
Sure. I know what it is. I'm going to guess that. Okay.
Okay. So I worked with Lane back in the marketing company and with Crowdshare years ago. And there was a moment where I said, hey, I'm really going to need you to do this thing. And he's like, yeah, I just really don't want to do that. And I looked at him, I said, it's not about what you want. I'm like, I'm going to need you to put your hooker boots on and walk the street. until I tell you can come inside. And so that week I went to the graphic designer in the office and I was like, look, I'm going to need a picture of Pretty Woman in her like street clothes with Lane's head on it. So I came to the next board meeting with Lane as Pretty Woman. I wish I had prepared and brought this picture so we could show it while I'm telling the story, but I didn't think about it. But anyway, if anybody wants to, see the picture of Lane, I'm just kidding. But that is Crowdshare. We're here. It's lots of fun. Book a demo with him. Book a demo. Lane, thank you so much for joining me here. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.